nicknamed the First Lady of Graffiti.
My friends decided that, I shouldn't have a boy name. They renamed me Pink, and I titled myself Lady. I started graffiti as a 15-year-old. My very first boyfriend, first love, he was arrested for tagging up in the neighborhood, and they sent him to go live in Puerto Rico. He was lost to me, so I mourned his loss and tagged his name all over the middle school. His friends, they took me under their wing and taught me style. You can't go out there and do random letters, they will laugh at you, because it isn't just random letters, it's letters that you have to practice and get them just right, in just the right style that is befitting the region where you come from and the era. By the time I got to high school, I could do a proper tag. I met a lot of other graffiti writers, and some of them knew how to get into the subway train, sneaking into the train yards and the tunnels and painting big-scale murals on the side of subway trains. The adventure drew me, the excitement, and once I got some fame, that was very addictive. Didn't imagine that it was going to lead to an art career. We were painting subway trains, trying to figure out what to become when we grew up. I thought I would be an architect until I found out how many years you have to go to school for that. The above-ground world was becoming very, very attractive. I was invited to be in the very first exhibit, Above Ground. I was 16 years old, and I got to show at Fashion Moda with best of the best. The elite like Lee and Dondi and Futura, Zephyr, Crash Days. The New York graffiti scene through the 70s, and by the early 80s, there weren't any more females writing. When I started in 79, I was the only female. I was called a feminist before I even realized what a feminist was. In the very beginning, I wasn't taken very seriously. I was just a teenager. They considered me just a bit of a party girl, or perhaps a novelty. I had to hold it together for all my other sisters looking up to me to be brave and strong and go to the train yards and succeed in painting a subway train. And so it was, difficult for me to navigate that at first, until I realized that, I was a little bit smarter than some, and you could manipulate teenage boys in all kinds of ways. They weren't used to having a pretty girl hanging on their every word and acting like they're the man and such. It's interesting how doors will open when you're a pretty girl. So I took advantage of that, absolutely. But I've had staying power, and my strength has maintained over these years because other people look up to me to be strong. I have no idea how I managed to do it, but I empower other people. What inspires me to keep creating today? Dude, it's my job. This is what I do. This is my entire life. I've got no choice. I've got the talent. I can do this, so I must. Artists are put on this earth with superpowers to enhance human culture. Artwork speaks for me. I tell stories and speak up for injustices when I possibly can with my artworks. So that is what I am doing. My collaboration with the Stasi art happened when I met Michael and Eddie. On the Street was having a huge exhibit, and they suggested that perhaps I could exhibit in their gallery. And then they contacted me again recently, and I thought that it would be a wonderful fit. First solo exhibit in London, it's going to be titled Miss Subway. There used to be a beauty pageant in the subways of New York City. They stopped in 76, but they resurrected it lately, and I would like to be part of their Miss Subway. I used to roam the subways. I loved the subways and their tunnels and everything about them. And we're turning the entire gallery into a subway station. I have high expectations. I hope a lot of people turn up. I hope they like my pink subway. I hope that it is successful.
Graffiti is more than just a style, it's a culture. It's an entire culture. It's an underground culture. There's thousands and thousands of kids